Afternoon, everybody. Well, we'll jump right into it. So I want to talk a bit about the community I'm from, Tog Hackerspace, and how we've embraced repair cafes. It's been a long journey for us to get there, ups and downs in between. So I guess to kind of add to my background, my day job, I build transportation systems. So all this kind of activity, the interest in the circular economy really comes after work when I get interested in making things. So be it, stuff for science festivals, project games, repairing stuff. So all that kind of stuff really kind of drives my interest in what I'm going to talk a bit about today. So Tog Hackerspace, what is it? We are a community organization. We've been going since about 2009. The idea is to have a shared physical space, a physical workshop, so individuals aren't buying laser cutters or CNC machines or sewing machines. So as a community, we come together and we provide these physical infrastructure for people to, host workshops, learn how to weld, learn how to do some crocheting, brewing. It's a big eclectic mix of interest of what our members are interested in. So we have about 90 members at the moment. And then we have open evenings where we allow individuals of the public to come along. So stuff like an electronics night, a maker night where people can come along and learn about 3D design and that sort of stuff. But what we found in our space, we had our community and stuff, we became very siloed. We had our space, we did our activities, but what we found is we didn't have opportunities to go out into the public. So what we started doing was, taking part in Science Week, Engineers Week, all these kind of outreach programs that allow us to, we have our individual needs and our projects that we make, but we're looking for places to showcase this. So the organization morphed into, although we have our physical presence up on the Colmore Road, we get involved in all these kind of science, STEM outreach events. We join other partner organizations to use that network effect and build on other things that people are doing. And that's how we got involved in the circular economy and the repair cafe side of things. So what is a repair cafe? It's a community event at its heart where people bring along broken items. We won't claim to fix them all. We'll definitely get you started on the journey of repair. And while you're there and while we have you as a captive audience, we'll teach you a bit about repair. We'll teach you a bit about maintenance, so maybe your items or your belongings last longer. I'm not going to claim that I invented it or anything like this. It started off in the Netherlands in 2009. And our group wasn't even involved in bringing it to Ireland. We have Claire here in the audience, who very much started off the first exposure I got to repair cafes back in 2014 in Sandymount. There's a picture from one of the first repair cafes out there. So repair cafes have been around a while. They ran into some problems around insurance, liability, what could happen. But all that changed when ChangeX came along in 2021 and provided funding. And what they provide was a nice toolkit for people to get started making repair cafes, which gave people, an onboarding path that they could start off helping their communities, and a little bit of funding to help with, finding a premises, paying for some consumables, a bit of marketing. All that really has led to a burst of repair cafes all over Ireland that really started from 2021 and then have grown along ever since. So what happens at repair cafes? So as I said, people bring things along. The first thing that happens is they're welcomed. We're about 1/3 of the people who help out at the repair cafe is our welcoming team. So they're at a little desk where they engage with the people that come along. They have chats with them. They talk about what's their motivations for bringing the object along. Sometimes it's economic. They want to have the thing repaired. Sometimes it's very personal and it's a precious gift or something that means a lot to them that they want to see a new lease of life come along. So we have these different motivations. And then we have all these fixers, repairers, experts, whatever we want to call them, come along and give their time on the day and have a go at fixing things. We have to remember that we usually aren't engaging experts. It's usually a collaborative effort. You can see in the photos there that when I'm at a repair cafe, I certainly get the participants who own the objects to take out the screwdriver, to help take it apart, so they can learn, so they can get a sense of ownership, participation in the project, that it's not just they're not getting a service. We want these repair cafes operate on more of the communal model where these people, we're fixing things together. We're not just giving them a service. We're not here to replace the repair industry where you drop something off. We're here to do community building, to raise consciousness and awareness of, and then to bring out the social acceptance of visible repair and mending, so that people can be proud when they go home and maybe share on social media or share with their friends and family that, look, you know, this toaster that only cost €30, I went along to a repair cafe, I got it repaired, I didn't just go out and buy another one for €30, and now this item has been saved from landfill or recycling. So, here's some snaps from our repair cafe just last Saturday out in Fisborough. And what I want to try and get here is the idea that these tend to be intergenerational. So people come along with their kids, or sometimes grandparents come along. So in the pictures featured here is a mother who came along. She had the Barbie and dolls that she played with as a child. We don't know how, she wouldn't admit to it, but somehow the arm came off. And so she wants to give it to, pass it now on to her daughter there. And so we were able to work with her. We used a bit of Sugru moldable putty to try and make a new replacement part for the arm. And hopefully now when it dries and hardens, the arm can be put back in place. But the idea, there's lots of stories that come along to these repair cafes. There's plenty of examples of intergenerational toys going from one person to another, a precious gift from a grandparent or something that comes along. And then you get all these great examples of why people are keeping these things in bottom drawers or in their wardrobe, and they're just looking for the opportunity to come out and get it repaired. You know, as I said, repair cafes are all over the world. We share knowledge, experience. There's great websites. So when you're starting up one or you're interested in doing one, you know, you're not doing it as a silo. There's plenty of experience out there. People share, you know, their skills, their problems. These photos are from I did a repairer in residency last year where I went around rural Portugal trying to set up repair cafes. And what was interesting was they still faced all the same problems that we have here in Ireland in rural communities, trying to get critical mass, people interested in repairing. You know, the local shop is closed down. What we have to remember is to do basic repairs and stuff, and especially when we have new volunteers come along, you don't have to be an expert to help out. What we found is we put new people generally on the household repairs station. A lot of times it's you know, a bit of cleaning, a lot of gluing, different types of glue, and that, you know, can be done at any skill level to get people to dip their toe into the idea of repairing and joining this kind of movement. And further on, we obviously do have things that require specialist training if you're going to repair them. So like your electrical, electronic items, you know, some of your woodworking stuff would require special skills. But there is an on-ramp for people to help out at repair cafes. Join the household items section and you'll be cleaning and gluing things and be helping out at these sorts of events and contributing. So I have a few items of here about how to help. I won't go into all of them. Certainly, repair cafes face their challenges, some issues around insurance, some issues around funding, but that hasn't stopped a lot of communities out there. We're seeing a big upsurge in tidy towns, local sustainability groups, really taking this on board and championing it in their local community. And what kind of we found, going back to TOG ourselves, that we will try and run a repair cafe for our local community out in Kylemore, Dublin 12. And so we try and run that once a quarter. And then what we do with the other kind of 2 months of the quarter is we like to go to other repair cafes and try and give them the bootstrap, the inspiration on how they can get going and how running. So certainly look out in your local community, see what sort of help. If you're from a company, maybe you can help solve some of these areas on the board and help out your local kind of community. And then just to end, a bit of an ad. If you have any broken items, get them ready. We're going to have repair cafes. We're collaborating with Blanchardstown Library out in their makerspace there. So come along in October. Or else we're going to an arts festival in the digital hub called Beta later in November. So there's plenty of opportunities to go out and get things repaired and not just send it to landfill. Thank you.